Governor Ron DeSantis from Florida on Saturday. Myrtle Beach, SC. Once upon time. In 2024, Mr. Trump pointed out a magnificent explosion for candidate who was seen to have best chance to reduce it as candidate of Republican Party, leaving race. Mr. Trump's last rival South Carolina's former Governor Nikki Haley left Haley. Mr. DeSantis last Monday at Iowa meetings. Mr. Trump, a 30-destroying loss of 30 points left him with an intimidating question: why continue? Mr. DeSantis, after campaigning in South Carolina, flew to Tallahassee late on Saturday. He was expected to appear at a campaign event in New Hampshire in the afternoon. But a person who knows the issue is no longer like this. After he announced that he was running for the president in May, Mr. DeSantis' campaign spent tens of millions of dollars in compliance with the well-financed external groups. Mr. Trump's constant mock about everything from Mr. DeSantis to the choice of shoes he broke his as a confident conservative warrior. Throughout the campagna, Mr. DeSantis' national survey numbers fell roughly. Both his skills and his skills. The indictment of the strategy of trying to run for Mr. Trump. He did not seem to have made a notch in the race. In the scores, he felt that Mr. DeSantis looked at another of shame. Because his campaign dealt with mishaps such as mass layoffs and spread, and produced a social media video containing Nazi symbol. In New Hampshire, year led by Mr. Trump, surveys now showed third place by drawing about 6% of votes to Mr. DeSantis. Chaos marked last days of his campaign, just as the first, when he started his campaign Twitter with a wide-scale mockery and technically shaded live activity. He was constantly flowing by postponing events and finally canceling their appearance on political shows Sunday morning. Last week, Mr. DeSantis began to accept that he might want to get out of the race, throwing his eyes towards the 2028 election and that Mr. Trump had won an overwhelming victory in Iowa. Both Mr. DeSantis and his allies seem to be dangerously low in money. Even before Mr. DeSantis announced Mr. Trump began to talk about his nomination in the past, may he sleep in peace. Tr. Trump said from Mr. DeSantis at a Saturday evening in Manchester. Mr. DeSantis was as fast as he was incompetent to approve Mr. Trump. The governor of Florida did not provide any reason to support Mr. Trump, who received his support from most Republican surveys in the surveys, and Mrs. Haley. Mr. DeSantis also could not resist a final shot to his party's frontrunner, and he recycled the criticism for Mr. Trump to handle the pan.